Preview. Preview.
The event is coming soon.
Obama sabotages Trump's Nibiru disclosure. On Saturday, President Donald J. Trump revealed that his investigative team unearthed a shocking reality. President Barack Hussein Obama had illegally wiretapped a communications trunk within Trump Tower to eavesdrop on Trump's private conversations. The official story suggests Obama's desperate actions were designed to sabotage Trump's candidacy, steal the election, and guarantee that his preferred successor, Hillary Clinton, reached the Oval Office. Our Washington source, a former Secret Service agent tasked with protecting the last three sitting presidents, discovered ulterior motives behind Obama's nefarious subterfuge. The plan, our source said, was to learn what Trump knew about Nibiru and to sabotage a potential disclosure. Our source asserts that Obama personally eavesdropped on conversations between Trump and foreign leaders around the world, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. Although it is unknown whether Obama illicitly recorded conversations pertaining to Nibiru, the surveillance device captured at least 3 telephone conversations between Trump Tower and the Kremlin. Before leaving office, Obama burned 30 years of classified Nibiru research, 3,000-plus pages, then replaced them with false information about Nibiru, disinformation created to make Trump look like a foolish clown if he went public. The fake documents contained absurd scientific terminology, like saying Nibiru had frozen in space hiding behind the dark side of the sun. Obama wanted Trump to take the bait and pass it along to Putin. If the pair went forward with the disclosure, using Obama's fiction, the world would have laughed them out of office, and Obama would have achieved his ultimate goal, getting rid of Putin and Trump from the outside. But Trump, our source says, has more intelligence than people give him credit for. He assumed Obama would have bugged the White House and, therefore, conducted all Nibiru business from his other home, Trump Tower. Trump considered the tower an impenetrable fortress, our source said, and never expected agents of Obama and Clinton to infiltrate his personal domain. The listening device, a fiber-optic, quad-polarity, triple-carotid diode, was discreetly placed in the main communication trunk. No larger than a healthy mosquito, it was essentially impossible to notice. However, Trump was tipped off to the sinister plot by a high-ranking NSA official and Trump loyalist who received a misdirected memo. That document, our source said, detailed an ominous plan to covertly monitor the White House, Trump Tower, and Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Florida resort, with an emphasis on capturing any mention of the word Nibiru. If all information is accurate, Secret Service agents located and destroyed listening devices at all 3 locations. Trump, our source said, was furious about the discovery. He blamed Chief Strategist Stephen Bannon and his son and law enforcer Jared Kushner for the security breach, and nearly fired them for allowing agents of the opposition to penetrate his strongholds. Incidentally, a second source, a White House gardener named Chauncey Gardner, reported seeing a man looking like John Podesta, skulking around the Rose Garden shortly after Trump took office. I alerted Secret Service, Chauncey told us. But when they reached the gardens, he was gone. It was as if he was never there. He must have disappeared into the rose bushes.
Please like us and share with your social media. Please subscribe and click the bell to be notified of our new videos.
Remember to check out our playlist for important intel you may have missed.
Be sure to enter our subscriber appreciation $100 monthly giveaway. The link is in our description.
And visit our sister channel. Event is coming soon. For additional intel and information, stay tuned. Victory of the Light.
NSA to provide smoking gun proof Obama spied on Trump. Yesterday, Republican Devin Nunes held an explosive press conference outside the White House in which he told reporters that communications from the Trump team were picked up and disseminated within the government during the 2016 campaign. Not surprisingly, the comments ruffled some liberal feathers and the mainstream media launched an immediate smear campaign calling for Nunes to resign his post immediately. Now, according to Fox News sources, congressional investigators expect that a potential smoking gun from the NSA establishing that the Obama administration spied on the Trump transition team, and possibly the president-elect himself, will be produced to the House Intelligence Committee as early as tomorrow. The intelligence is said to leave no doubt the Obama administration, in its closing days, was using the cover of legitimate surveillance on foreign targets to spy on President-elect Trump, according to sources. The FBI hasn't been responsive to the House Intelligence Committee's request for documents, but the National Security Agency is expected to produce documents to the committee by Friday. The NSA document production is expected to produce more intelligence than Nunes has so far seen or described, including what one source described as a potential smoking gun establishing the spying. Classified intelligence showing incidental collection of Trump team communications, purportedly seen by committee chairman Devin Nunes, Republican California, and described by him in vague terms at a bombshell Wednesday afternoon news conference, came from multiple sources, Capitol Hill sources told Fox News. The intelligence corroborated information about surveillance of the Trump team that was known to Nunes, sources said, even before President Trump accused his predecessor of having wiretapped him in a series of now infamous tweets posted on March 4. The key to that conclusion is the unmasking of selected U.S. persons whose names appeared in the intelligence, the sources said, adding that the paper trail leaves no other plausible purpose for the unmasking other than to damage the incoming Trump administration. Because Nunes's intelligence came from multiple sources during a span of several weeks, and he has not shared the actual materials with his committee colleagues, he will be the only member of the panel in a position to know whether the NSA has turned over some or all of the intelligence he is citing. If true, of course, this could put a slight taint on Obama's claim of a scandal-free 8 years in the White House. The FBI is not cooperating with the House of Representatives' investigation into the NSA surveillance of the Trump campaign during the 2016 election, the chairman of the U.S. House Permanent Select Committee, Devin Nunes said in a press conference on Wednesday afternoon. In the aftermath of today's most stunning news report, namely the confirmation that Trump may have been right all along following the admission of House Intel Committee Chair Devin Nunes that the communications of Trump's aides and the president himself had been incidentally monitored, Nunes held an explosive press conference outside the White House in which told reporters that communications from the Trump team were picked up and disseminated within the government during the 2016 campaign. Nunes said sources within the intelligence community presented him with the information. He spoke to the press after briefing the administration. Nunes said that he had briefed the president about his concerns over the incidental collection of data, adding that the president needs to know that these intel reports exist, and adding ominously that some of what I've seen seems to be inappropriate. Nunes also said that Trump, others in the transition team were put into the intelligence report and asked if Trump should be in these normal reports. But what was perhaps most troubling in Nunes' presser is that in the aftermath of Monday's congressional hearing with James Comey in which the FBI director said on the record there had been no surveillance of Trump, is the House Intel Commission chair's statement that the FBI is not cooperating with the investigation. We don't actually know yet officially what happened to General Flynn, Nunes said of how communications from General Flynn's calls were leaked to the press. We just know that his name leaked out but we don't know how it was picked up yet. That was one of the things that we asked for in the March 15 letter, was for the NSA, CIA, and FBI to get us all the unmasking that was done. And I'll tell you, NSA is being cooperative, Nunes continued, but so far the FBI has not told us whether or not they're going to respond to our March 15 letter, which is now a couple of weeks old. Nunes also reported that as of now, he cannot rule out President Obama ordering the surveillance. Finally, And contrary to earlier media reports, Nunes clarified that the surveillance was not related to the FBI's investigation into possible collusion with Russia. This surveillance, he emphasized to reporters, does not have anything to do with Russia. As a reminder, this has been the strawman argument proposed by much of the liberal media, which has said that a wiretapping of Trump or his aides would only confirm that his relations with Russia were suspect and thus prompted a FISA warrant. If Nunes is correct, and Trump was being wiretapped for reasons having nothing to do with Russia, that entire narrative falls apart, and the press will now have to spend the next few weeks building up an entirely new narrative to justify why Trump was being wiretapped on Obama's watch.